And today we will start laying all the way down. Welcome to Monday Morning Beginning Flow, my friends. Take a lay down, all the way down on the earth. Let your spine drop all the way down. Just feel that lovely sensation of stillness, as still as a human body gets. You're still breathing, and our hearts are still beating, and you may still be wiggling and fidgeting and adjusting a little bit. That's a pretty natural thing to do before we settle. But we're headed towards that space of opening Shavasana today, where we do get to settle into the mat and do less here in preparation for some movement. Find some ease in the breath. Like breathing is the easiest thing in the world. I don't know if you've noticed, but for me, the breath is not a constant, always the same thing. It is not. Some breaths feel effervescent and light and easy, breezy, beautiful. And some breaths feel like I'm underwater or there's an elephant sitting on my chest. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to sit over here and let people in. We're going to start laying down and opening Shavasana today. Okay. And when you log in, my loves, mute yourself for me. Thank you, darlings. And lay down. We're laying out. We're letting the bones get heavy and we're coming into our breath. If you're just hopping in, no, Cassandra's not blonde. She's traveling. So I am here. And we are breathing. And we're noticing, what does this breath feel like today? Is this a light, airy, easy, breezy, happy, beautiful breath? Or does the breath feel a little heavy? Is it a little stagnant? Maybe we have air we've been holding on to, we need to clear out. Observe the breath, that's all. Just see what's already there. What are we working with today? And then start to let the wiggles go. Allow there to be some stillness, some ease, some sukha in the body and in the breath. And the next couple of breaths, take them a little deeper, bring a little more air in, and maybe we exhale a little more completely, letting air out through the mouth. Sigh if that feels good. Notice if that shifts anything in the body. Do you notice a deeper sense of relaxation when we sigh? As we're focusing on the body here, start to scan through, notice, observe. How do you feel today? I have a beautiful friend on Instagram who about once a month asks everybody how we're doing, but she never asks, how do you feel? Right? How are you? Because we have just an automatic, oh, I'm fine. Oh, things are good. Thanks. It's like a knee-jerk response, whether it's a true statement or not. She says, what's the flavor of your heart today? So maybe as you were laying out for your opening Shavasana, you start to contemplate, what is the flavor of my heart today? If your heart was a flavor of food, what would it be? It's a unique way to explore how you feel today. And now we're going to bring the feet flat to the ground in a bridge base, hips down, feet down, knees up. Observe how the breath shifts in this new shape. I'm going to meet you on the mat. Finding a rhythm with the breath that you can sustain through practice today. Deep and even, smooth and easy, whatever serves. And when you're ready, maybe reach the arms all the way out side to side. I've got my palms facing up at the moment, just checking to see how that works. Getting a little kitty love. And then maybe we start to just the tiniest little movement. Rock the knees a little to the right and a little to the left. Just sway side to side. Not all the way into a windshield wiper just yet, but just the tiniest of sways. Not even moving linked up with breath just yet. Just letting the knees rock. And as we start to deepen the breath now, taking in a little more air, even more than before, let the knees on the exhale tilt. When you run out of air to breathe out, inhale back to center. Knees come up. And exhale over to the other side. Knees might not make it to the ground yet. Maybe our breath is not deep enough for that. But we're working our way towards it. Feeling into the hips a little bit, into the soles of the feet, maybe noticing the knees. Maybe you're noticing you have to adjust your leggings. And maybe you want to try making the feet wider here, giving yourself a little more space to tilt. Or maybe you want to bring the feet closer together today and see what does that feel like? Narrow foot stance with my very long legs is not particularly great for me here. So I always take the pinkies out to the edges of the mat and just give these long legs of mine some room to move. But you make adjustments based on what feels good for your body today. What the body you brought to the mat with you today, this body, not yesterday's body, not 10 years ago, not the body you're going to wake up to tomorrow. Right here in this body, this breath. The next time the knees tilt to the right, we're just going to leave them there for a moment. Maybe you put the left ear on the mat and look away from those knees. Stay for one deep breath in. Long breath out. Inhale everything back up to the center. And we'll exhale the knees over to the left. Maybe the right ear comes down towards the mat this time. And we'll stay for a breath. We'll come back all the way up to center. Pull the right knee in towards your heart. Shift that left foot so it's hip distance. If your feet were both down, it'd be hip distance. So the heel is straight out. And now we're going to circle the right ankle. Wiggle the toes. And maybe rock this right knee a little side to side. Feeling into that hip socket. And then we'll hold the right hamstring and lift the left foot up towards, or excuse me, right foot up towards the sky. Circling the ankle again, wiggling the toes, noticing. And then on an inhale breath, pull the knee in towards your heart. Keep that foot up, thinking like half happy baby. Exhale, start to extend and explore through the back of the leg. Inhale, draws in. Exhale, heel reaches up. Inhale, draw it in. Exhale, lift it up. We're going to hold it right here. Really flex through the foot. Tailbone is nice and heavy, so the spine is all the way down to the ground. Now let's cross the right ankle over the left knee. And we'll just swing this right knee open and shut. In towards the heart and out towards the side, like a little swinging door. We're not going to deepen all the way into figure four and pull knees into the chest. You can if you're really there and you want it. I'm not quite ready yet to go deep. So I'm just exploring how my hip feels. Open, in. And maybe we even rock a little side to side here. And we'll release right foot to the earth. Draw the left knee into the heart. Nice squeeze. Circle that left ankle. Wiggle the toes. Point and flex. How does that foot feel today? And then maybe we rock this right knee a little bit. Open side to side or even front to back. And we'll hold at the hamstring and start to lift this left foot up. Now circle the ankle, sparkle the toes. And then we'll inhale to pull the knee in towards the heart. And exhale, flex that foot, lift it up to the sky. Inhale and draw in. Exhale, flex it up. Inhale, pull it in. Exhale, flex it up. We'll hold it right here, keeping that tailbone down. If you're like me, my tailbone kind of wants to start to tuck up a little bit here because it lets me feel like I'm coming deeper into the shape, but you're not really. Of course, if tucking the tailbone feels infinitely better in your body, take that option. And left ankle over the right knee, and then open the left knee away and let it swing back in. Once or twice a month, I go and get a massage. I have a brilliant massage girl in Seal Beach. I adore her. She's a genius. She helps keep me in one piece. I always try on the day after to not have a really intense practice, to sort of allow what she's helping my body release just get out. So y'all get to come along on the journey with me today. Finding some ease in practice and using this as playtime, explore time. Hey, what's new in my body today? Oh, maybe leave this left knee open here for a breath. And then we'll release and bring the soles of both feet together. Let the knees open out. We're going to rock side to side. So drop the left knee down and then lift the left knee, drop the right knee down and let the hips shift around with it as we take a little rocking bound angle. And then see if you can't just come into center here, soles of the feet together. Let the knees rest and get a little heavy here just for a moment. And then we're going to leave the left foot where it is and put the right foot flat on the ground. So right foot is in a bridge base and the left leg here is in our bound angle. Notice, does that let you shift the knee a little bit deeper into this stretch? If that feels good, stay right here. Or you've got the option of sliding this left foot behind the right. Reach down with the right hand and hold the left foot. Let the left knee open away. So psoas stretch. It's getting into the front of the hip. And stay for a breath or two or three. And then let's release that foot. If you took the bind, slide the left foot back in. And we'll take just a couple windshield wipers. Ease the hips down, side to side. Rock the knees. We'll come back up to center. Left foot stays in the ground. The right knee is going to open out, bound, like a bound angle. And then maybe you want to stay here. Maybe this is enough stretch for this hip. Or you have the option of sliding that right foot behind the left. And we're reaching down with the left hand to hold the right foot. We'll let that right knee open away. Say hello to the psoas on this side. And then release, slide it back through. Last round of windshield wipers, side to side. And then we'll come center and draw the knees into the chest, holding the right shin and the left. Lift the tailbone, gently set it down, rock the back a little side to side. And then maybe we press the knees together and circle around to the right. And then back around to the left. And then put your hands right on top of your kneecaps. Pull the knees towards your heart. Push the knees away. Pull in, inhale. Push away, exhale. And then we're going to start to move our way up into seated. So I'm going to hold hamstrings, knees and nose come together, and I get to roll through the spine a few times. Taking maybe one more roll, or turn to one side and press up if that works better. But if you're rolling, maybe take one more than you think you actually need. And when you come all the way up, lengthen your legs all the way out in front of you and shake them out just a little bit. Fingertips can come right to the earth here, just to give the spine a little extra lift. And then maybe we move the fascia out of the way, letting the sits bones really ground all the way down. And let's just flex the feet and sit up nice and tall. Dandasana, staff pose. The left foot's going to slide up. Nice bend here. Sit up nice and tall for a moment. Hug the left knee with the left arm. Right hand comes behind. Look over your right shoulder. This is a nice open twist. And then come back through center. Hug with the right arm. Bring the left hand behind. Take a closed twist. Little variation of half Lord of the Fishes. And back into the center. Sole of the left foot comes inside the right thigh. Flex that right foot up nice and tall. Hands come into the heart center. Pause here for a moment. If you have not already set your intention for practice, now is a great time as we pause here for a moment to say, what do I need in my practice today? What do I need on the mat? Turn your pinky fingers. You're going to twist a little in the upper body so that these pinky fingers are pointing towards the knee, towards the right foot. And then bring the hands down to either side of that right knee and start to fold the heart down. Breathing deeply here, using the breath to help guide you into the shape and to you don't need to go so deep, right? You're just looking for a stretch that feels nice right now. The left knee gets to stay heavy here. And then slowly we'll rise back up. I'm going to shift my left knee more open, if that makes sense. I'm basically pivoting my hip so my left knee comes further away from my right foot. And now I'm going to reach my right hand onto this right thigh, to my right shin, towards my right foot. I'm looking at this leg to start, but then I'm going to peel my heart open. My left hand is at my hip on my thigh, nice support. If it serves to reach that left hand up and over, revolved head to knee pose. Bring the left hand down to the ground, right underneath this left shoulder. Push the hips forward, reach the right arm up. Big stretch. Circle this right arm all the way around if the shoulder allows. Reach it up one more time. Really push the hips into the stretch. And then slide the hips all the way down. Swing back all the way around. Reset the pelvis. Extend both legs. Shake them out. And then we'll bring the right foot in. Sit up nice and tall. Flex the left foot. We'll wrap the right arm around the right leg. Left hand comes back. Look over that left shoulder. Open twist. Still inhaling to lift the spine tall. Exhaling to deepen your twist just a little bit. And then release, come to the opposite side. Right hand back, left hand wraps. Closed twist. And back into center. The sole of the right foot inside that left leg. I'm going to share with you, my right hip is super tight today. I'm taking my block to slide underneath my right knee. Pivot so you can see what I mean. This knee is way up here. So I want it to really be able to rest. So I'm sliding a prop underneath so that this knee is still supported, even though it's not going to touch the ground today. Props are fabulous in our practice. Very, very helpful. Okay, hands come together in the heart center. Press the palms together. Bow the head for a moment, lifting the heart up, but stretching through the back of the neck. Coming back to your intention in your practice. And then we'll turn the upper body so that the pinkies now are pointing right towards the knee, right towards the foot. Hands come to the earth or just the fingertips and start to draw the heart forward. Maybe this time we pull the low belly in towards the spine a little bit, just to create a little bit more space to fold. When you find that point of stretch where you're like, oh, this is lovely, just stay right there, take a breath. And the next inhale brings us all the way back up tall. And now we're going to shift this right knee open away from this left hip. And I'm going to change directions just so you guys don't have to look at my back. Left leg is extended. Right knee is in, or right foot is in. Right knee is open here. Left hand to left thigh, or to shin, or to ankle. Look at this knee here as we draw down. Allow the right knee to stay heavy. And then we're going to open this right shoulder, maybe even look up at the sky. You can keep your hand right here or reach up and over if that serves. press up. Bring this right palm down underneath the right shoulder. Press into the left foot and the right knee. Hips come forward, big stargazer pose. And maybe we take one little deepening moment here and bring that left hand down, around and up one more time. And then gently settle the hips back down. And bring the soles of the feet together in front of you. You might need to shift the fascia again to let the sits bones really ground. You can hold at the shins or the ankles. We're just going to shake out into the knees. And tuck the left foot in, leave the right foot in front. Sukhasana. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, reach both hands up overhead. Bring the right hand behind the hip and cross the left hand over. Look back over the right shoulder. Inhale reaches all the way up, looking up at the thumbs. The left hand comes behind, right hand crosses over, easy twist. Inhale, both hands up. Fingertips come down to the earth and start to walk that heart a little bit forward. You may stay very lifted for this first fold in Sukhasana. Or maybe you're feeling extra bendy today and your forehead wants to come all the way to the earth. At whatever point you're at, let the head drop really heavy. And then tuck the chin to the chest and start to work your way all the way back up. Shake out the knees. Shift your weight back and switch which foot is in front. And then pause and notice, does this side feel better or more challenging? Is it more comfortable? How is this working for you? Inhale, both hands reach all the way up. Look up high. Bring the right hand back and the left hand across. Easy twist. Inhale, both hands up. Left hand back, right hand across. Inhale, both hands all the way up. Paint big stripes all the way down, fingertips coming to the earth, and start to walk forward into your forward fold. Maybe you're on palms, maybe you're on forearms. Maybe you want to make this really ooey gooey and you want to bring a block in front of you to rest on. And let the head drop heavy when you reach that deepest point of your stretch. And then we'll tuck the chin, bring the palms to the earth, roll it all the way back up. Shake out the knees a little bit. Then we'll shift into tabletop, all fours. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Take a look at your feet. Toes should, you don't really want them tucked in. You don't really want them turned out. We sort of want the heel turned up towards the sky. So whatever that looks like in your foot. Pause in your tabletop. Lift the rib cage up so that the muscles of the front body are pushing the back body up towards the sky. Support for that back. And then with your own breath, inhale to drop the belly low, lift the head, heart, and hips. Exhale, roll through the spine, chin to chest. A few times, moving with your own breath. Low belly for cow. Chin to chest for cat. And after you've moved through 3 or 4 times, you might start to rock the hips side to side or circle them around. Maybe you pick up and move one wrist and then the other. Maybe we nod the head yes and shake it no and open up the back of the neck. Maybe we rotate the direction our fingers are facing, one hand at a time or both hands. And then settle into tabletop, all fours. Gripping with the fingerprints, let's tuck the toes under. Tuck the belly up towards the spine. Lift the knees, slide the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. We'll pedal it out here. Shifting the hips, moving the feet. I'm going to settle into the center here for one breath. Let the hips lift high and the heels drop low. And then I'm going to lift both heels and pivot them to the right side of the mat and let them sink down. Getting into that IT band a little bit. Inhale and lift, and we'll pivot the heels to the left. You might have greater range of motion on one side than the other. Perfectly natural. Inhale all the way back into center. And we're going to get all the way up onto the balls of the feet. Lift the hip creases a little higher. And then slowly let the heels sink down. Soft bend in the knees all the way to the ball joints. Lift the hips really high. Exhale, let the heels sink. And one more time. Up on the toes. Push the hip creases up high and then let the heels sink down. And this time we'll lift all the way up to the ball joint. Drop heart towards the thighs and we'll take a walk to the top of the mat. Feet at least hip distance. I'm going slightly wider this morning in our forward fold, our first Uttanasana of the day. Again, pulling belly in towards the spine can be a really good thing. This is a great place to move the wrists, circle them around. And it's perfectly fine to keep the knees bent so that the heart can rest on the thighs. At some point, you might want to hold opposite elbows and take a ragdoll. Notice, if you take a look, which arm is on top of the other. And after you've taken a few little sways here, you might switch. Put the opposite arm on top for a change. It will probably feel really hinky, especially if you've never switched it before. And then release the hands all the way down. Nice bend in the knees. Just keep the head heavy and bring your palms to your shins. Now pull your belly in strong towards the spine and lift up, find your half fold. Soften the knees and fold all the way down. I'm going to heel toe my feet slightly in, not quite 6 inches, still a little wider. Palms to shins, strong belly. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, soften and fold. And this time I'll heel toe so that my feet are about 2 fists apart. That's a good rule of thumb for finding hip width. Inhale, palms to shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower the hips. I'm bringing elbows to thighs for this one. My spine is really long. My belly is strong. I feel safe in my low back. I can wiggle my toes a little bit. I'm sitting into my heels. The neck is in line with the rest of the spine. And then really push down, like you're trying to launch yourself up into the sky, like you're a superhero about to take off and fly. Push down to fly up. Bring the palms together and draw the hands into the heart. You guys made it to your yoga practice on Monday. That makes you superheroes in my book. Inhale, take a deep breath all the way up. Big whole body stretch. And then take your time, float forward, finding your forward fold. Palms to shins first, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it back down. We'll plant the hands on the mat here. Slide the left foot back and then pivot the left heel in towards the middle of the mat. So we're going into a warrior one. If you are familiar with the shape, you kind of have an idea of what angle you need that back foot at in order to feel comfortable. Establish right knee over right ankle. Look, mom, no hands. And then use that core, those quads, those glutes to bring the upper body up tall. If the shoulders are happy with it, you can bring both hands up overhead, palms facing in. Give yourself a little space. They don't need to be holding a tiny little, cantaloupe. Let them hold a nice big beach ball. If it's challenging to push into the pinky toe of the back foot, change the angle of that back foot a little bit so that you can really push the pinky toe down and keep the right knee over the right ankle. The heart and the head are forward towards the top of the mat. This is warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Just one more breath. And then inhale, maybe lift the gaze, reach the heart a little higher. Exhale, windmill the hands or float them all the way down. Let the back heel lift and we'll step it up to the top of the mat. You can take 2 steps or 10 steps. Find your way to forward fold. Bring the palms to the shins, lift up halfway. Exhale and lower the hips down. You can still put elbows on the knees if that feels good in your body, or you can work a little harder and just keep palms on shins. Inhale, press up to the sky. And exhale, draw the hands into the heart. Let's try it on the other side. Inhale, take a deep breath all the way up. Forward fold. Floating all the way down, soften the knees, belly is still strong. Let the head get really heavy when you come all the way down. Palms to shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Put the hands on the earth, step the right foot back and turn that right heel in. Now just be aware that the angle for this right foot might be different than the one that feels good for the left, so play around with that. Left knee over left ankle, hips stay low, push down to rise up. Maybe the arms come up and overhead. If this lift in the arms doesn't work for your shoulders for today, bring the hands together at the heart center. You're still in warrior one. You're grounded, you're breathing. What your arms are doing right now isn't quite as important in the shape. So put your hands someplace that feel good. Notice which muscles you're using. Right, the top of the right thigh, the right hip are engaged to keep this leg stable. The right glute and the right hamstring are engaged to keep this back leg strong and long. If it works, inhale, reach the hands up, lift the heart a little bit higher, Fly those hands down. Controlled and smooth. Lift the right heel and step it to the top of the mat. Your version of getting there for forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, push up to the sky. Exhale, hands come into the heart. We're going to add on another shape. Inhale, breathe all the way up. Forward fold, float. Shimmy, sway. Enjoy the journey coming all the way back down here. Maybe there's something new to learn here. Palms to shins, lift it halfway. Exhale, fold it down, bring your hands to the earth. Slide the left foot back, turn that heel in, find a good angle, solid in your base, press down to rise up, warrior one. Bring both hands to the top of the right thigh, and we're going to lean into that front foot so that we can lift the back foot and pivot the toes out. And then we'll open up the heart and the hips. This is the base for warrior two. Again, if the shoulders here are working more than you want, I'm going to take my left hand to my heart, my right hand to my belly. I'm keeping my gaze forward over at the angle of my front knee here. I'm gazing lovingly into my beautiful future. I'm using similar muscle groups, front leg, quad, and hips, still doing the work. Are you feeling the glutes and the inner thighs working together to help you stay strong and balanced? On your next exhale, let the arms reach out. Left hand comes down, right hand lifts up, reverse warrior. Maybe you turn the palm to face the back of the room. And then we'll windmill the hands. Big swim all the way to the mat. Let the back heel lift and turn. Shift the weight, step it up, top of the mat. Forward fold, let it go. Palms to shins, lift halfway up. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, push down to rise up. And exhale, hands into the heart. Let's do this on the other side. Deep breath up. Big stretch, whole body. Forward fold. Palms to shins, lift halfway. Fold and put your hands on the earth. Soften the knees, step the right foot back. That heel turns in towards the middle. Strong through your foundation, reach up. Hands overhead, or maybe hands at the heart center for warrior one. Bring the palms to the front of the left thigh. Shift your weight forward so that you can really pick up this right foot and turn it. A little hop. And then reach that right shoulder back. The hips and the heart are angled towards the right. Maybe you bring the arms out right away, or maybe you bring a hand to heart and one to belly. Left knee over left ankle, right pinky toe, still pushing down towards the mat here. Strong in your foundation, really grounded, and then coming back to breath. Give yourself permission simply to be here in warrior two. Not in a hurry to move on to the next thing. And I'm speaking to myself as much as I'm speaking to you guys with that. Next inhale, reach both hands out, warrior two. Turn the left palm up, right hand slides down, reverse the warrior. The legs, your base hasn't changed, but we're breathing into this left lung, into the left side body here as we take this stretch. And then we'll windmill the hands. Come all the way down, frame the front foot. Lift the back heel, step to the top of the mat, forward fold and let it go. Palms to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, push up to the sky. Exhale, hands into the heart. Inhale, deep breath up. Total body stretch. Give yourself permission to slow down here. Forward fold, let it go. Palms to shins, lift halfway. Exhale, fold, and bring the hands to the earth. Soft knees, slide that left foot back, turn the heel in. Really get grounded, press up, and take that hand variation that serves you for warrior one. Nice. Palms come to that right leg. Lean forward, lift the back foot, open it up. Open back up to warrior two. Left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. Look forward, stay here for a breath. Feel the grounding of your feet. Feel the breath moving in your body. Inhale, both hands extend out. Turn the right palm up and lift back, reverse the warrior, left hand down. If you notice there's some crunching happening in the low back, you can take the left hand and wrap it around the low part of your spine. Just as a little reminder to stay open through both sides of the rib cage. It's a fun little variation. And now we're going to straighten the right leg. And we're going to reach that right hand forward. And when you can't go forward with your hand anymore, bring that hand down. If it's right on your knee, you're going to either slide it above or below. We don't really want to put pressure on a joint. Pull your heart open to the left side of the mat. And maybe you reach the left hand up. Trikonasana. Also a great shape to use with a block. Or a big can of pineapple juice. Or a couple of stacked dictionaries. Or a little step stool. If you have like a little step stool, a little like step that you'd use to get up, you know, like little kids use when they use the sink to wash their hands. Perfect, grab it. Bend the right knee. Press up and back, reverse your warrior. And then windmill the hands all the way down. Frame that front foot. Let the back heel lift and step it to the top of the mat. Forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, push to the sky. Exhale, hands into the heart. We'll try this on the opposite side. Inhale, take a deep breath all the way up. Forward fold, let it go. Pause there for a breath. Inhale, palms to shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold it down. Soften the knee, step the right foot back. Turn that heel in. Strong foundation, sweep up. And find your version of warrior one. Shift your weight into that front leg. You can use the hands, or you could do it without. Lift and turn that back foot. Start with the arms out. And then left hand heart, right hand belly. Looking forward, pulling that right shoulder still back. So you're really open across the collarbones. Warrior two. Inhale, both hands reach out. Turn the left palm up. Reach up and back, reverse the warrior. Option to slide that right hand behind the back. And then we'll straighten through the left leg and reach that left hand forward, forward, forward. And when it can't go any more forward, place it down or grab your prop. And maybe the right hand reaches up. Trikonasana. I am not going to even try to lie to you guys. Trikonasana on the block is truly one of my favorites. It's such a divine stretch. Bend the front leg, reach the right hand down, left hand comes up and back. Big, big, big stretch. And then we'll windmill the hands all the way down. Frame that front foot, lift the back heel, turn both hips forward, and then shift your weight to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, lower the hips. Inhale, rise all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands into the heart. We're going to do it one more time on each side. You got this. Deep breath up. Forward fold, let it go. Strong belly. Palms to shins, lift halfway. Exhale and fold. Plant the hands, step the left foot back, pivot the heel. Press into the ground to rise up. Warrior one. And maybe you reach the hands up, maybe you bring them to the heart, and maybe you fix your hair. Shifting that weight forward, hands on thighs or not, open the back heel, sweep the arms out, warrior two. Hands to heart and belly for one breath, grounded, breathing. And then we'll move. Inhale, both hands out. Turn the right palm up, lift up and back, reverse the warrior. And then straighten that right leg, reaching forward and down, maybe grabbing your prop. And finding Trikonasana. Maybe you're feeling fancy and you look up at that top hand, or you look straight, or you look down at the bottom hand. Bend the front leg, reach up and back. Big reverse warrior. Windmill the hands down. Lift the back heel, step to the top of the mat, forward fold, just let it go. Palms to shins halfway. Exhale, drop the hips a little, push through the feet, rise up. Exhale, hands into heart. Inhale, deep breath up. Last time, other side. Forward fold, let it go. Palms to shins, halfway lift. Soften and fold. Plant the hands, step the right foot back. Turn the heel in, get grounded, press up. Warrior one. Shift the weight forward, hands or no hands. Pick the back foot and pivot. Open the arms. Turn the palms up. For this warrior two, shimmy your shoulders down. Bring the right hand down, lift the left hand up and back, big reverse warrior. And then straighten the front leg, reaching forward and down, finding your way to triangle pose or Trikonasana. Bend the front knee, press up, reach that left hand up and back, reverse warrior. Windmill the hands all the way down, lift the back heel, step to the top of the mat, forward fold, let it go. Pause and breathe. Bring the palms to the shins, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower the hips down. Inhale, press up to the sky. Exhale, hands draw into the heart. Pause breath. Walk the feet out as wide as the mat. Turn the toes slightly out. Shift the hips, shift the knees. Let's keep the knees nice and soft. Give yourself a moment. And then inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, the hands come to the tops of the thighs. Let the hips start to sit back. Maybe right here in this lifted Malasana is where you want to be. Or maybe you want to come all the way down to the ground here and let the hips sink low. Elbows inside knees, knees press into elbows. Wherever you're at, inhale, squeeze and lift about an inch higher. I want to make our way all the way down to the ground. Comfortable seat. And we're going to lay all the way out. Pause here, corpse pose for breath. Just allow yourself to resettle onto the ground. And then draw the right knee in towards the heart. You can hold at the shin or the hamstring, whatever serves. Maybe move the right ankle, wiggle those toes. I'm going to flex my left foot now and really engage those muscles in my left leg for wind relieving pose. Let that right knee come a little bit towards the outside, a little bit towards the inside, maybe a little circle around. Let the right knee move away and then draw it all the way back in. Big squeeze. We're going to take a spinal twist, taking this right leg across the body. If you like, you can put the right foot down, shift the hips right, and then pull the knee in and cross over. It's also a nice place to use a prop. You want to let the right side of the rib cage really be dropping down towards the earth and keeping that right shoulder as heavy as you can. Maybe the right ear works its way towards the mat. Allowing each exhale to let you unwind just a little more in the pose. And then we'll release, come back to center, put the right foot down, reset the hips on the mat. We'll pull the left knee in and reach the right leg out, flexing this right foot now and circling through the left ankle. And let the left knee now rock a little bit side to side, maybe circle it around. Push it away, pull it back in. Big, big, big squeeze. Set the left foot down, shift the hips a little bit to the left side of the mat, and then we'll draw the left knee in and over across the body, spinal twist. This is bliss. Again, props are wonderful here. Maybe the left ear is coming down towards the mat. One more breath. And we'll release, put the left foot down, shift the hips back to the center. readjust your body, coming into a bridge base here. You've got a couple of options. You can take some bridge rolls here. So the feet are about hip width apart. You might play with turning the toes a little bit out or even a little bit in and see what feels good and strong. Palms are down on the mat, tuck the tailbone, roll up, and pause for a moment and roll down. If you have a prop handy and you want to take a restorative bridge, slide that prop under the sacral bones, the sacrum, right where your back turns into your butt. And then allow the hips to rest here. Whether you're moving or resting on the block, either way, perfectly good. Take what serves. We're only going to be here for about one more breath. And wherever you're at, we'll lift the hips. If you have a prop, slide it out. And slowly, tailbone tucked, bring the hips back to the ground. Pause in your bridge base to see how that low back feels. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet together and the knees out. I'm bringing my heels in a little closer to my body than I did at the beginning of class to deepen just a little bit. And I'm going to use my blocks here to support my knees so I can let my tailbone rest and be heavy. I've got one hand on heart and one on belly, or you can do both hands at the belly, or just rest the fingertips at the very bottom of the rib cage, just so that the hands are coming in and finding that breath to literally physically feel your body shift with breath. That's what we want here. Yeah. Start to let the body unravel a little bit. Any tension that you have built up, either through movement or just through life, let it start to release out of you, back into the earth. The ground can take it. And then we'll bring the hands outside the knees, push the feet together and gently slide those knees back up. Coming back to our bridge base, hips down, feet down, knees up. Keep the right foot on the earth. We'll cross the left ankle over, open that left knee away. And then maybe this time you want to bring the right knee in towards the chest. So hold at the hamstring and pull both knees down and in. I'm flexing my left foot. I think it feels nicer at this stretch. You can also point or just let that left foot relax. Just depends on what you need. And we'll release and switch sides. Maybe you stay grounded, left foot down, or maybe you draw those knees in. Figure 4 stretch and stay for a few breaths. And then we'll release and come all the way down and start to lengthen the body out. If there's another stretch that you'd really like to take, if you like shoulder stand or a plow pose, if that's part of your practice, if you want to revisit a stretch that we've already done, of course, you're welcome to come back to that as well. Maybe you want to take a happy baby here, or reach the arms up over the head and stretch the whole body long. Whatever you need, my loves, is yours to take. In about 30 seconds, we're all going to find our way to whatever last resting shape we want today. Whether that's feet up the wall or legs on the couch. Or a bridge base or corpse pose. In 30 seconds, we're all going to meet there for that last lovely, luscious shape. Make sure it's not something you need to do on two sides of the body, that you can just stay in it the whole time, because part of the goal in Shavasana is to just not move, which is kind of challenging in and of itself. And if you think laying out in Shavasana is difficult, you are not the only one, for sure. Once you make your way all the way down, maybe you grab a blanket and wrap up, or put a towel or an eye pillow on your face, whatever you need, so that you really feel like you can luxuriate in these few moments of not moving. Once you've got that, let the bones drop down into the earth. And let the flesh and the muscles and the tendons drop away from the bones. Let the breath return to a natural rhythm. And maybe you pause and notice here for a moment, has the quality of your breath changed from the beginning of class to now? And then let that thought go. Acknowledge it. Let it pass. As your thoughts and feelings start to float and bubble up as you lay out here in Shavasana, acknowledge that they are there and then let them go. And if you need a mantra for that, what I say is, I acknowledge that I am thinking about my to-do list and I'm letting it go. I acknowledge that I am feeling joyful and I let it go. These next few moments, loves, are yours to simply be and to breathe. Welcome to Shavasana. without moving your body. Just bring your awareness back to the earth underneath you and the sensation of your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. And as you observe the breath, maybe start to breathe a little more deeply. Take in a little bit more air. Exhale a little more completely. And you might shift these exhales now. So the next few come out of your mouth. Inhale through the nose and sigh out through the mouth. On the next breath in, sweep the arms overhead and reach your whole body long. Let the heart lift up towards the sky. Stretch the belly out. Start to wiggle the fingers and toes. Take a yawn or a stretch or a shift. Whatever is going to bring you back into this body. And then start to find easy movement, whatever movement you like. Waking yourself back up, coming fully back into being present in this body, reconnecting. And then let that movement start to bring you back to seated. If you don't have any place to go right after class and you want to lay out for a few more minutes, I wholeheartedly encourage more Shavasana. You're welcome to close out class laying down. And if it feels better to make your way back up to seated, well, then come on back up. Bring the head up over the heart and the heart over the hips. And the palms of the hands together at the heart center. Bowing the head here for a moment. Sealing in today's practice with a gesture of surrender, with mindfulness, with gratitude, and maybe with the intention to live your intention off the mat. Thank you for joining me for yoga on this beautiful Monday morning. I hope you all have a fantastic week. I'll see you back real soon. Namaste.